Do not adjust your YouTube. This is happening right now. You have entered Podcasting Under the Influence with
Chad.
JD. We're going to blow your minds with bitching about sports and awesome nerd shit.
Nerd shit. And
Oh,
booze.
whoa, that was weird. Anyway, hey, podcast.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
We took a hiatus. Well, I took a hiatus.
I posted a video last week. You should see it. It's pretty cool. Actually, I posted 2 videos. One was of Gloria doing a Chewbacca impression. You got to see that one.
That's always good.
Yeah.
That's
That's great. Mom Baka.
Yeah, and I think having a child is a good enough excuse to take a week off.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. That's a good enough excuse.
Seriously.
I'll buy that. All right. So, start off with our usual fantasy football.
I crushed him last week. Crushed.
He did.
Decimated, desecrated, and destroyed.
But you're not going to win the league, so I don't care.
I could still win
No, it's not.
$25. I could still win $25.
You're not going to win $25.
I could beat Harvey. I could straight up beat Harvey.
Let's kick your ass.
He's probably not even going to bother doing it this week. So
Probably
it's
not,
gonna
'cause I'm not bothering doing it either. So,
Oh.
at least I don't have to. I'm just mad. No, I'm mad at
a sore winner.
No, I'm just
Sore
mad at.
winner.
I'm madder at my other league. I think I beat Mike this week, so I'm okay with that.
Well, yeah, no. Oh, you beat Schweitzer.
Yeah, I beat Schweitzer.
Yeah, Schweitzer and Casey get to battle it out for 7th and 8th, and Jesse and you get to battle it out for.
Oh, if that's the case. I'm playing Jesse. I got
5th and 6th.
Now I got 7 team up. Go ahead and get that done. Can't lose to Jess. I like her. I'm not gonna take it easy on her because she just had a baby.
I think that's a good enough reason to take it easy on somebody.
Maybe if we were like in a doing something physical, but just on that, no, I can't do that. You do have a cool wife, but I'm not gonna take it easy on her.
She is super awesome.
Okay.
206.82 to 142.88.
Anyone outside of 1, that's just bullshit. Even when I lose, I still put up.
Was that not the first 200-point game this season in our league?
I'm pretty sure I had 2.
Okay.
You can look if you want, but
I'm not gonna do that nosy.
I'm quite certain I had at least 1 or 2.
I got a trophy for that performance.
Yeah, you did really good. But I still led the league in scoring.
Actually, I think Joyke Bell and Jordy Nelson saved my sorry little ass. And the sad part about that week was Ben Roethlisberger and Andy Dalton both did very well.
Well, the sad thing about my team is no matter who I started was horrible. No one had good games. Everyone, even my bench. If I had switched people on my bench, it'd been just the same. That week was just horrible. But in my other league, I was 25 points under projection. If I had switched out Marcus Colston for Emmanuel Sanders, I didn't realize that Peyton Manning had the flu, and he wasn't going to throw the ball. He was only going to throw the ball 20 times.
Thank you, C.J. Anderson.
I lost my other. Guess how much I lost my other game by?
Point.
1.2.
Ridiculous.
And it's only because Alshon Jeffrey got 3 catches in the last drive of the game in garbage time. That was just bullshit. I had him beat. I had him to the wire, and we're in a points per reception league. I was up 5. He got 30 yards and 3 receptions. It's bullshit. I'm so upset, man. It's just been my luck all year, though.
Well, but that's how Harvey beat Jesse the same week I beat you, was Randall Cobb came out in the first half. He actually had negative .17 points because every time he caught the ball, he took a loss. Then he turns around in the third quarter, catches 1 passing play, boosted him up to 3 points. He beats my wife by like .7 something. She was displeased at best.
Oh, our fantasy football woes, my friend.
That's all right. I lost this week because I put in the wrong tight end and the wrong kicker, and that's how little I lost by. Like I put in Matt Bryant instead of Adam Vinatieri. That would have been 3 extra points, and had I put in Heath Miller instead of Jordan Cameron, that would have been the other 4 extra points I needed to win. Terrible. There's a cat in the background with a hairball if you're wondering what that horrible sound is.
Volcano. So our championship game comes down to Terrence and Cole.
Which is Only fitting because I've been shit talking Terrence all season long. So good for him.
I want
Congratulations, Terrence. I still
And
want
Cole,
you to lose.
you are a model of consistency, bro.
He hit the waiver wire more this week than he has the entire season.
He
He has 3 pickups.
But you are a model of consistency, Cole. I will give you that. I'll give you that credit, buddy.
He drafted his team. He stuck by it, and but he didn't catch the injury bug like other people.
Yeah. Well, next year we already got plans that change some things next year. I'll just go ahead and get into that real quick. Which I think I've talked to you about it. If I haven't, you're going to hear about it right now. We're going to take away the sack being -2 for quarterbacks, go to -1.
Okay.
It'll still be 2 for the defense.
Well, me and Harvey already talked about this, and I was going to bring it up to you tomorrow, but since we're already on this topic, go on.
So it will still be 2 points for the defense. We're going to go to a points per reception league.
We were thinking about half a point per reception, not 8 points. Half a point.
Well, in my other league, you still get 1 point for every 10 yards. So I was going to do that, but keep it with the 15, 1 point for every 15, and it'd still be a PPR. Because we do have the yards weighted less for the receivers.
If we're going to do that, then we need to take away all bonuses.
How about we just you have to get the top end bonus. We'll just take away the mediocre one. We'll talk about that tomorrow, but we'll throw that out there.
Yeah, if we're going to go PPR, then bonuses got to go because 10 points for a 300-yard game for a quarterback?
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous. That's a game changer right there.
We can move that to 350 then.
Bullshit. I say we make it like you get 100, you get an extra point, you get 200, you get an extra 2 points, you get 300, you get an extra 3 points. Or even knock it back to like 1, like 1.5, and then 5. Something just because I know I won a couple of games because Ben Roethlisberger got 400 yards.
Yeah.
And I like winning, but I like winning by my performance.
Here's
I
the
don't
thing
like getting rewarded for the game's over.
Here's the thing that, and me and Schweitzer talked about this, is it's not like the way he talks, and me and him finally are on agreeing terms on this. I'm like, dude, you act like it's just a rule hurting you. It's not. That rule works for everyone.
It crushed Jesse this year. The sack rule crushed Jesse this year.
It crushed me.
It crushed me. It crushed you.
I'm changing that rule. But what I'm talking about with he got bitched about the punt returns. Like if he has Devin Hester, he should get his yards and his punt returns. No, that's part of special teams. That's why you draft a defense/special teams. If you lose yards on a special, that's not even fair. You catch the ball and go 10 yards, you should get a point for that.
Well, that's like getting double points for one player on 2 sides of the ball.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I don't like.
If that's the case, you should be able to draft the corner. For example, if Deion Sanders was available, wouldn't you want to draft Deion Sanders to return punts? Because he's going to get a punt return every other touchdown. Every other punt, he's going to get a touchdown.
Well, that would be like drafting. We'd almost have to open it up to draft one special teams player, and good luck.
Dude, that would be.
What, are there 4 or 5 guys that can do that in the league on a consistent basis, and that's it?
Yeah. Like Hester prior to this year, because he's had a good offensive year with the Falcons. Yeah. Prior to this year, was he known at all for offense when it comes to the Bears?
No, he was known for running it back.
That's it. That's all he was known for.
Give the boy a punt. He's gone.
So, that's something else. I'm not changing that. I refuse to change that personally because I don't think a special teams play should count as an offensive play.
No, we shouldn't get double points for it. No. And Schweitzer, if you think we're going to draft individual defensive players, that is never ever going to happen. The majority of the league loves just drafting a defense, getting the special teams and everything all in one nutshell. Because we're not all football experts. A lot of us are doing this for a little bit of casual fun, and my wife does it because she likes statistical analysis.
The Fishers did bad enough, but if you got to tell them, it makes no sense. What if you have J.J. Watt and I have the Houston's defense? That's stupid. You're going to get points for my defense.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, I do not blame Gene at all for going after the Seahawks in the first round this year because the way they performed last year, they were going crazy with points. I had them. I drafted them in the 49ers last season, and those defenses won me games with their point production. So them going for that idea to get the defense off the board. I'm not going to get anybody else. I'm at the bottom of the draft. I got to get something that's going to be productive. It didn't pan out at the beginning of the season for the Seahawks because the Eagles and the Lions, and hell, even at one point the Packers were the ones printing money with their defenses. but I understood what they did.
I've given them some pointers. I'm like, you need to stick with your guns a little bit more. Maybe get a defense 5th round, 4th round.
Well, don't bail on a guy after 1 week because they had some guys that they passed
unless
on.
They're injured for the season.
Yeah, they got rid of that ended up being money makers for the rest of us.
Well, I have the Seahawks now, and I had the Seahawks like week 5.
Mm-hmm.
I had Arizona, and the Seahawks. Those are 2 really good defenses, other than maybe Detroit and Buffalo. They're the other 2 good ones.
Buffalo.
We'll get into that here in a minute. I got that on the list. We're going to get into that here in a minute. But.
See, we're just going to pan off your list. I've been busy.
I got you. The other rule we're going to change. Like usually in fantasy football, those of you who don't play or think about playing, usually you'll have a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 1 tight end, and a flex. And then a defense and a kicker. Okay? So you'll start 9 guys. Next year, because of the injury bug, I thought of this, and I think he likes it, and I've talked to other people that like it too. We're going to go 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 receiver, 1 tight end, 3 flex positions. That way, if you get like all your running backs but 1 hurt, you can still play 3 receivers or a tight end, and still your team is not completely shot to hell. Now, we're going to have a cap on running backs and receivers. You can't have more than 5 running backs on your team. You can't have more than 5 receivers on your team. That way people just don't draft all the running backs and handcuff every running back in the league.
That would work.
Yeah. So there's going to be a cap on how many you can have on your team.
What's the draft depth? 18?
18.
Yeah, that's fine. 5 and 5. That's 10 of your positions sucked up already, and you
5,
always want to
5.
have a backup quarterback.
2 quarterbacks,
so 12.
3 tight ends, 2 defense, 2 kickers.
Yeah, that'll work. I'm not going to draft 3 tight ends. I'm sorry.
Or 2 tight ends.
Well, I'll do what I did this year. I'll draft 3 quarterbacks.
You can't get 3 tight ends. You got 2 quarterbacks, 2 kickers, 2 defenders, 2 tight ends. That's 8, and then you have 5 of the other positions.
Okay, that's 8.
So that's your ideal lineup. Is 5 of each.
That's pretty much how it goes every year anyway.
Well, yeah, and this year it's going to be a lot easier for us because, like, for example, James is the guy who had the first pick in our draft. Now, in my humble opinion, I thought he drafted horrible, drafting 2 quarterbacks in the first 3 rounds.
But it was Peyton Manning and Tom Brady.
Which he handcuffed, but you could have a running.
There was no point in getting both those quarterbacks other than, and me and Harvey had this discussion, to keep those points from going against you, which is all right if Tom Brady is available in later rounds and you got an empty slot to be able to fill. But you don't grab your opponent's best chance of beating you right out the gate, because it doesn't always work that way, because then your decision is who's going to do better this week, Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. You're always going to lose that argument.
Yeah.
Because Belichick is the devil.
Yeah. The other thing, though, is he drafted Doug Martin 2nd round, and he got injured first week. He's back now, but he was injured most of the season. So now you rendered your first 2 of your first 3 picks are rendered useless because you can only use 1. You can't use 2 quarterbacks.
And you can't drop your number 1 pick in our league. So even if Peyton Manning would have got injured, he's screwed. He's stuck with him.
Yeah, that's why if he'd have drafted another running back, the Doug Martin injury wouldn't be as bad. See, he's the only person I've ever met to be first place in like the draft and get last place in our league. Fisher's going to beat him this week. I told the Fishers to beat him this week.
Well, just because you told them to beat him. I mean, right now the point spread doesn't say that. It really doesn't say that. It looks like they're predicted to lose by like 40. It's like 120 to 80 or something like that. I'm just saying. But Fishers want to own the basement. Gina had already posted that on the official page for the league.
Because next year he's going to come back. I've given him some pointers. I was like, dude, a couple rules. Don't draft the defense till the 5th round. That's the first rule. Unless you absolutely have nothing else you can get that you're not going to get good value out. Because in our league, defenses get a lot of points. Because Aaron argues with me that our league is stupid. I'm like, no, defense is an important part of the football game. Why shouldn't you get points for it?
I kind of agree with Harvey because we had that discussion too. I think we need to knock back a little bit of the production on defense. And maybe, and this is simplistic, this is the easiest way to do it, I think. Instead of starting at 30, let's start at 15.
Well, it's not that it starts at 30. It's not just put in there to start at 30. You get a bonus for holding a team under 150 yards, and you get a bonus for shutting a team out. That's why you start at 30. And as the game progresses, let's say you give up 30 points, you lose those bonus points.
Okay.
Then you get extra points for a sack. You get an extra 2 points for a sack. If you get an interception, it's 4 points. If you get a pick 6, it's 6. It counts as a touchdown for you. So on and so forth. So that's how it works. Is you got like a 15-point bonus for shutting out a team, and a 15-point bonus for keeping under 150 yards.
Okay. I read over the scoring, but I didn't
So that's how it's done, and I can just scale that back if that's a big deal. We can scale it back to 10 and 10, and then scale everything back if that's what
I think we should scale it back because defenses are very important. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that, but the way some defenses can put up production on it, like it. If you've seen what it's done for me this year with the Lions a couple of times, and then with the Eagles and the Packers, it's
Arizona.
Great. I mean, they're just
Arizona gets you 30 a game because they don't give up 100 yards rushing. They barely give up passing yards.
It's guaranteed, but that was luck of the draw. He decided to draft him. He got him. He won. I'm not going to argue that. He had the point strategy out the gate. He won a couple of games on that. That's fine. I'm not going to complain. I'm just saying. I think we just need to scale pretty much all the points back a little bit. Make it. Not that it wasn't competitive. This year was really competitive. It was really competitive. Like a lot of games came down to point or 1 point or within 5. And that's a good league as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. That's a great league. That means everyone's just about on the same playing field.
So even the Fishers were competitive with some. No, they beat you. There's a couple games. I looked at this. There's a couple games he would have won if he had just started different players.
But that's bench management, and that's my fault.
Yeah. I'm talking about him. I'm talking about Gene.
Oh, well.
Not you. No, not him. I'm not talking to you, him. Gene in general. The first week he'd have won if he'd have started I think he started the wrong quarterback.
I don't know. Whatever we need to do to go back into the trophy room and reinstall the Asshole of the Week award, it has to be done.
I will. I'll do that.
That has to be done because the Asshole of the Week award is the guy who leaves more points on his bench than he scores.
Yeah.
Like, if he would have started his bench, he would have won that matchup. Yeah. That was my favorite award last year because I got the most satisfying player and Asshole of the Week award because I started the right quarterback and didn't start anyone else properly. That's fun. I think it makes it interesting. I can go into my trophy room and look at last year. It's fun.
Anything else about fantasy football? I do like the new rule about us having 3 flex players. I do like.
I like 3 flex players. I'm a huge fan of that.
Again, James had his whole team injured. 3 running backs and 2 wide receivers. He can only play 2 running backs and 1 flex, or 2 receivers and 1 flex. Now he can play one of each, and then he can load up one. He has 3 tight ends. He doesn't have to use the waiver wire that much. His team ended up being horrible because everyone just picked up his guys off the waiver, and he couldn't get anyone back.
Well, and the reason we expanded flex players to include tight ends this year
injuries last year
because tight ends on production last year were ridiculous. Like you could get a quality tight end this late in the season last year.
Yeah, if I'd had my team,
nothing to get good tight ends. So we expanded that because everyone was like, well, tight ends are going through the roof. We need tight ends. We need to be able to play more of them. All right, that's fine.
Last year,
we're going to throw the flex in.
I had Jimmy Graham and Julius Thomas.
Jimmy Graham is no longer he's dropped out of the 6th round. I wouldn't draft him.
I'll draft him next year if he's there after the 6th round, but I'm not going to draft him the first 5 picks.
Oh, hell no.
Dude, okay, hold on.
But look at our draft this year. Look at how many tight ends were taken within the first 5 to 6 rounds. There were tight ends that were
Gronkowski's the only one I think deserves it next year. Well, maybe Gates, but Gates is getting up there. But he's still productive, even as old as he is.
His productivity has been ridiculous this year. Well, toward the end of the season. Beginning of the season. No tight end did anything worth mentioning at the beginning of the season. Not even Gronkowski.
Well, Gronkowski, was he injured? Or he was just trying to get himself back in shape?
He was trying to get back in shape.
But
tight ends this year fell off. What's it going to be next year? You don't even know. Next year it might be kickers.
That's what I think is going to be good next year because he's going to play for another team. Jacob Tamme. I think he's a sleeper tight end next year.
Tamme?
He's not playing for the Broncos next year. He'll go somewhere.
You might want to get Jay Cutler now. He won't be available later in the season.
See Kelsey maybe?
Travis Kelce?
Travis Kelce, good.
Wow, Jesse loves him. He's been a solid.
That's the one position I had no consistency this year.
8 to 15 point performer every week. Like that, I know that sounds like a huge window for.
No, that is
like you get 8 to 15 out of a tight end.
I would have loved that this
year money.
Because until I got Toby Fleener, which he's been okay, but he still has his weeks where he just. It's because that one guy came back. The other tight end, I can't think of his name. But that is the one position this year I was very inconsistent with. I could not find a consistently good tight end all year.
I had Jordan
Escobar, I get him, does bad. Witten, got rid of him, starts doing good. I can go through a whole list of tight ends I had. Right?
I had
Right?
Jordan Cameron and Heath Miller again this year, and other than a couple of nice, solid, great games that both of them put up, other than that, it's been injury or garbage. Like, no, literally neither of them have scored over 5 points in the past couple weeks. It's just been ridiculous.
Yeah, it's been.
Thank God nobody saw C.J. Anderson coming up when I did, because the Broncos freaking running backs caught the injury. Bug my ass. They got the Black Death.
All right. Want to just jump ahead to football?
Are we done with fantasy?
You want to be on with fantasy?
I think
we can bitch about fantasy some more.
No, I think we got that. Here, since we're moving into football, and just to get the basketball conversation out of the way, because I don't want to have it, the Cleveland Cavaliers had more passing yards on Monday than the Browns did on Sunday. There's a wicked.
That's on my list. We can go ahead and talk about that.
That's a wicked stat for you right there. Come on, a basketball team. They had better half-court, full-court passing than Johnny Manziel did, 18-plus yards.
So hold on, before you ditch Johnny Manziel, I watched every minute of that game.
I thought that was a funny stat. I thought that was just one of those funny things that ESPN did, and you get kudos this week, ESPN, because that was worth watching.
We'll go ahead and talk about Manziel. First off, his team sucked. The whole team sucked. It wasn't just him. The whole team sucked.
Yeah, Josh Gordon, Jordan Cameron. Yeah, Josh Gordon, Jordan Cameron.
Josh Gordon had 5 fucking drops.
They all blew Justin Bieber the night before.
Yeah, probably.
That is a thing? Go ahead.
No, it's not, because he met with Gronkowski when they went to see Gronkowski went to see the Clippers game, and he met with Bieber, and Gronkowski had his best week of the year. 2 days later.
Rob Gronkowski, you need to mail me your man card. I saw the photo set you did. Mail me your man card. You don't get it anymore. You're done. You've lost your man card.
You get 3 parts. He gets one. You gotta take one part of that man card. You get 3 pieces.
He lost one when he hung out with Justin Bieber. This is the second one because I saw the photo shoot. So you got one more man card. Mail him to me. I'm serious.
Oh man, but he's such a good player. Manziel.
Anyway, Johnny Manziel. Poor guy.
Yeah, well, first off, he should have started the week before, and I'm going to state this right now. He should have started against the Colts, one of the worst passing defenses in the fucking league. That would have been a great game for him to get his feet wet and to get the speed of the NFL down. Instead, he has to play against Cincinnati, one of the better defenses in the league.
Who is here and here, depending on what
well,
week
it was a 1 o'clock game on Sunday, so they're here.
Yeah.
If it would have been a Monday night game, Johnny Manziel probably would have had 300 passing yards and 5 touchdowns or something. And okay, their defense gave up 30 points. Their defense didn't show up. No. That Hill guy, the guy who talked shit about them in the last game, ran all over them. He had 160 yards by himself.
Yeah, I know. Jesse had him.
Yeah.
He was a productive boy.
That defense didn't do shit, and that just put the Browns offense on their heels the whole game. They were off.
But after you get behind by a touchdown, then it becomes, I need to throw, I need to make this happen.
Well, they couldn't even establish a run. It was 40 rushing yards. Manziel had 20 of them, by the way. Still out there.
I'm not hating on Johnny Manziel. He's my backup quarterback in the league. I have him. That's fine. And I just drafted him to see what the hell was going to happen, because I figured if for whatever reason I fell out of the top 4 and I had nothing to play for, screw it. I'm going to put him in there and see what the hell happens. You know what? He might have had a 70-point game. Whatever. I don't even care. I'm not a Johnny football fan.
Well, to be fair,
I'm not a Johnny football fan.
I am. But
I'm not a Johnny football fan, but I'm not going to discredit the kid before he gets a chance to prove himself, because the first game is not where you prove yourself.
Game against a divisional opponent in a playoff hunt against one of the best defenses in the league.
And what do defenses love to do most than sack a rookie quarterback? That is a defense's favorite thing. Yeah, which they got. Excessive celebration.
Yeah,
that was so funny.
But, okay, no one on the team. I'm going to give him. I think he should. I thought he should have started the whole year. I think by now he'd be in good season form and he'd understand the speed of the game. Yeah, he's trying to show you the advertisement. Anyway,
send me money.
Send us both money. Rolling Rock, come on. How many people drink Rolling Rock on camera?
Oh, I thought of my number 10. I got it while I was outside.
Write it down.
No, it's in my head. I'm not going to forget those initials.
Manziel. Got that out of the way. Bears. I wrote this a couple days ago. Hold on. I wrote this a couple days ago. Because apparently there was a rumor that the Bears will fire Treshman before the end of this week. There was a rumor of that.
What's the point of firing him at this point? Just let it go. Let it go.
Let him finish the season.
Yeah, might as well. What the hell is going to happen? What are you going to do? Fire the highest paid quarterback in the league right now? You're going to bench him.
I honest to goodness think that Trestman should be fired. I think Forte is one of the best all-around players when it comes to running, his ability to receive. And he touches the ball 15 times a game.
Well, never mind that.
And you have Brandon Marshall out, too. How do you only give him the ball 15 times a game? Like, I don't understand that mindset.
I'm not saying he shouldn't be fired. I'm just saying, what's the fucking point of doing it now?
What's the point is
just let the
he's doing a piss poor job of personnel management. He's supposed to be an offensive genius. That offense is not very good at all.
An offense that has weapons that should be competitive with with Green Bay, with New England, with the Colts, with the Broncos, like that, they should be that competitive on offense because who's injured right now?
Marshall is injured, but he just got injured.
But the whole season they had
Martellus Bennett, Alshon Jeffrey, Matt Forte, Brandon Marshall. The offensive line is good. If Andrew Luck had that team would have been 12-4 or 14-2. That's a good freaking football team.
That's a great team.
Any other quarterback.
I like that. Trust me, I would love to sit here all day long and wax poetically about how much I hate Jay Cutler. But at the end of the day, let's take Jay Cutler, let's leave him there, and let's add a dash of, I don't know, Bill Belichick. You know what? Fuck it. Let's put Mike Tomlin in there. Let's put any other head coach in there and see what happens with that team other than the Raiders.
Mike Trestman, prior to coaching the Bears.
Chip Kelly with that.
Oh, Chip
with
Kelly
those weapons. Oh my God, that would decimate that would decimate the division. I say the Packers would go down to the Bears twice this season with Chip Kelly.
I would actually go this route with those weapons, and you can look at the Eagles, and you can agree with this with me. They don't really have a lot of quote unquote weapons. They don't have a lot of weapons. They have decent weapons,
but they have good management.
Yes, I was going to say. I'm getting to this. I would say if you took Mark Sanchez and put him on that team, he wouldn't be a bad quarterback. He wouldn't be that bad a quarterback.
Nick Foles really wouldn't put up the production that
Jay Cutler is a quarterback you would put on a team with no receivers no good receivers, no good weapons, and maybe a decent running back, and he will get something out of it because he is a cannon for an arm and he'll take chances. That's where his benefit is. But if you put him on a team loaded with too much talent, it's like he's like a retarded Chuck E. Cheese. He's overstimulated, and he does not know how to recover.
I'm serious. It's so terrible. That is so terrible.
Seriously, he does not know how are you a professional quarterback at 31 years old, and you don't know how to read coverages. You don't know how to read the defense. You don't know how to check. They had a big thing. This is the thing that they had to.
He never checked down.
He never does. That's my point. Well, no. Check down means like you go through your progressions. You check down like your easy option. That's what I mean.
He sure as shit didn't go through his progression.
Yeah. What I mean by check down is like say there's like 8 in the box and you got a running play. You check out of the play. You audible out of it.
Well,
yeah. So that's what I mean. That's what the offensive coordinator.
You Omaha the hell out of that.
Yeah. Omaha. But their offensive coordinator or quarterback's coach, one of those guys, had to apologize because of what he said publicly about Jay Cutler. I'm like, why the fuck are you apologizing?
Don't apologize.
What you said wasn't
He's
wrong.
A shithead.
What you said was not wrong. And if you said those things and you were wrong, absolutely you should apologize. But if you're not wrong, bullshit. You should not say a damn thing. And back on Trestman, he coached in the Canadian Football League prior to coaching the NFL. I know the bar's kind of low, but you got to give someone like that a shitty team to build up and understand the league. Not give them one of the best offensive combined talent teams in the league and say, here you go, win us some football games. Don't worry about defense. We just hope to outscore everyone. They sold their soul to have good offense. It's bullshit.
But they invested all that money in one guy that wasn't worth half of that for half the
I can
time.
tell you why they invested that much money.
He must have had a really good interview. No,
No.
I know. He's
Because
banging the owner's daughter.
no, because if he'd have gone to free agency and they'd have said, you know what, Jay, you've given us some great minutes and great time, but we just don't see us being successful with you in the future, there would have been about 20 teams lining up for Jay Cutler. Bills would have been a lot better.
And they might have shelled out a little bit of money.
Bills would have been better. I think
They've been a better fit. Well,
Bills would have been better. That defense is good. We're gonna get to that. That's
their
two more
defense
topics.
is
We
fine,
got
but their offense just.
it's horrible. They have
But do you
Kyle
really?
Orton.
Yeah, but do you really think Jay Cutler's going to make that offense any better?
He couldn't make it any worse.
That is not an argument.
He couldn't make it any worse.
It's an argument.
And with that defense, you can afford. Okay, let's compare.
You can afford to have a gunslinger with a defense like
Yes.
that. Yes. Okay.
Because your defense is gonna get the ball right back. Cat, get away from that cord. Cat.
Hammy. He's going to lay down.
Whew, that was close. Anyway. Okay.
Anyway.
In fairness, there's a bunch of other teams that would. Buccaneers would love to have him. Texans would love to have him.
Buccaneers would love to have a church on Sunday. What the hell are you talking about?
Texans would love to have him. I can think of a bunch of Jacksonville. If they didn't have Blake Bortles and want to draft him this year, they would. He was a free agent for the draft. Okay, they would have loved to have. Oakland would love to have him.
I think
Before they drafted Derek Carr. That's what I'm saying.
Blake Bortles has a lot of potential.
He does.
He has a lot of potential.
I think all the rookies have potential. I like Teddy Bridgewater. He looks pretty darn good for a rookie.
He has potential. He's not putting up the numbers I'd like to see.
Derek Carr. He looks pretty good. He's not on a crappy team, but he has not played. He has not looked like a rookie on a crappy team. He's looked like a veteran on a crappy team.
Yeah, he looks like a veteran with nothing to do
Yes.
with. Like there's nothing out there for him
I'll
to
give you a
get
perfect
to.
team that would love to have Jay Cutler. Titans. They have no quarterback. So it's not
They
like
got so
it's not
beat up
like
on quarterback.
it's not like that Jay Cutler was either Bears or bust and he wasn't going to play again. There were people that would have lined up to give him a lot of money to be their quarterback. That's why they gave him a lot of money because that's what the market said for him.
Yeah, but what the problem is you just get that guy and don't renew him for a contract as long, and then watch the
7
Titans.
years,
Yeah,
108 million.
ridiculous. Watch the Titans get into their fix and call him. Be like, hey, you want to buy out his contract? Because we're fucked. We're literally
See, the
fucked for
thing
the
is
season.
about-
We're done. Do you want the guy or not?
Well, the thing is, in the NFL, I told you this before, the NFL doesn't have contract guarantees except for the guaranteed money. So they can cut him, pay them the $18 million they owe him in guaranteed money, or $32 million.
I think it's $32 million.
It depends. If they cut him, they have like a certain amount of days where he's allowed to get signed by another team. If no other team signs him in that period, the Bears have to pay him the guaranteed money, and then someone else can sign him. That would be the smart thing to do.
If they'd have cut
They
him
can
in
sign him to a
week,
new contract.
if they'd have cut him in week 10 and realized the complete lack of potential that he had, they'd have been swimming in cash.
Yeah.
They'd have been swimming in cash because people would have bought out. There'd have been what? Literally, we just went through 5-6 teams that would have been begging for him to come down and just finish the season.
Bills, Jets.
Oh my god.
Bills and Jets. There's two. That's a one division. Titans. There's still a lot of AFC teams. Jacksonville, Buccaneers, Houston. Houston actually probably would have been a good 8-8 team with him because they have not had a decent quarterback all year.
That's the only thing that's stopping it from being
but
the best team in that
them
division. That is the only thing stopping it from being the best team in that division.
Bills have the best chance of being of overtaking the Patriots next year if they get a quarterback. If they get a quarterback, they are the only team that has a chance of overtaking.
They finished too high though. There's no way in hell they're going to get Winston or Mariota.
I'm just saying they could get it. Maybe they do get Jay Cutler. I don't know. But if they had a decent quarterback, they give themselves a chance because that defense is good.
Mara, go out, get him.
Okay, next topic. DeMarco Murray is out. So what do you see happening with Dallas?
They won't be at 500 this season.
Well, yeah, you can't.
That's my prediction.
You
for
can't
Dallas.
get negative wins.
That's my prediction for Dallas.
I don't think it's going to hurt their team very much. With that offensive line, I think you can put me or you back there and still probably get 4 or 5 yards of carry. And honestly,
I would have so, but I hate Dallas.
most people would say you don't want to lean on Romo. Promo has not been bad this
But it's December.
year. Okay. They're 2-0 in December.
So far this year.
They're
This year.
2-0.
Look at their record over the past.
That's in the past. They were
Promo
also
years.
8-8 in the past. They're better this year. They run the ball. They're smart about running the ball.
Well, what? They'll be above 500 for the first time in.
Since 2009, I think, or 2000.
No, it's longer than that. It's
No.
ridiculous. No, the streak stretches back for like ever.
No, it doesn't. Because
Yes, it does.
they went to the playoffs in 2010.
It doesn't matter.
They weren't 8-8 in 2010.
Yes, but the season before they were 7-9.
Look it up. Just look it up. That way we don't argue.
I'm not. No, I'm not even having this argument.
There.
Tony Romo is a very nice guy. The Cowboys suck, and their owner,
Well, I'm a Redskin fan, and I can't even admit they suck today.
general manager, needs to go fuck himself.
Honest to goodness, the general manager is the owner.
I said the owner and the general
Oh,
manager
okay,
needs
sorry,
to go fuck himself. I didn't say their selves.
I missed it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
your old age second in.
My old age.
Would you like something in a bottle? We have plenty of them.
No, thank you. I have 2 drinks in front of me.
I'll pass.
All right. Harbaugh gets. You think Harbaugh's getting fired? Which I think it's stupid if he does.
I don't know why, because he went to the Super Bowl in the playoffs for 3 consecutive seasons, and this is his first tanking season.
3 NFC Championship games in a row, and this is the first season he's been bad.
He's not a bad coach. He just doesn't have the right pieces to play chess. He's playing a board
Apparently,
without any pawns.
it's a temperament problem. A lot of people don't like his attitude, which I don't understand that at all. Maybe it's just the front office doesn't like his quote unquote attitude. But all I see, sorry, I just hit puberty. All I see whenever I watch their games is their defense and their guys play hard for that guy. Like they'll go out and win a big game, a tough game they have to play.
I see passion.
Yeah.
I see passion. Win or lose, he is passionate. He bleeds.
I would take
bleeds red and
3 NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl loss for my team. I would take that any day. Any day of the week, twice on Sunday. My team has been horrible
It's
for decades.
better to be that close than that far away.
Yeah.
So
it's not like the NBA. In the NBA, it's bad to be middle of the pack because you have to rely on draft picks and contracts are guaranteed, so you're stuck with players.
hey, if they're going to let him go, the Raiders would be stupid not to offer him a ton of
No,
money.
well, apparently Michigan's offering like 50 million over, 49 million over like 6 years.
$48 million over 6 years, which I'm sure
That's more than he makes now.
to go from the NFL back to college.
See,
That's
college-
that's kind of like saying I fucked up. I'm going.
That's
home.
not bad though, because here's the upside, the pros and cons of professional college. College, you get to pick your team. You choose who's on your team, and that's the big
They
issue.
don't have the recruiting budget. Michigan doesn't have the recruiting budget. They have
absolutely
these
do. They just don't have. They're just not recruiting the right players. See, when Rich Rod went there, he was trying to pull all of his Florida and Southern boys up there to play in the snow, and they don't want to go up there and play in the snow.
Well,
So
no. You're missing what I'm saying. I'm not saying for scholarships. I'm saying for assets to get a man there to deal with that. Like they don't have private planes. They have the smallest overall staff in all of college football. He just doesn't have the resources. I wouldn't take the job based on that alone. And it's a team that, and everybody hates this term, it's rebuilding. It's rebuilding. They got a lot of support. There's a lot of money behind them, but I don't know.
I wouldn't take
the job.
I would take it with terms. Like he gets to pick his staff. He gets a decent amount of. See, here's the thing though. Like they were talking about Les Miles going there. Les Miles made twice what Brady Hoke made last year. In fact, his assistants made $400,000 a year more than Brady Hoke did last year. So that's how I would say it'd have to be conditional. I would love for him to go to the Redskins, but I kind of will give Jay Gruden one more year. But how do you fire a guy that's gotten you in 4 years, 3 NFC Championship games? 1 year you had a bad year because half your defense is out on suspension, whether it's from beating a woman or getting in fights or saying you had a bomb in an airport or PD use. I mean, your defense is still not horrible. It's still pretty good. Your offense is just bad. Frank Gore is just lost. He's just too old now. I love him, but he's too old.
But that's the thing that cracks me up. And let's jump for a second on Pete Carroll versus Harbaugh. That's what cracks me up. Pete Carroll runs a very loose team. He loves individuals. He lets them be themselves.
He's very Jimmy Johnson-like.
You can see it in Richard Sherman every day of the week. And he doesn't have the discipline problems that Harbaugh does. And Harbaugh is a strict disciplinarian. You will abide by my rules. You will do as I say. Da 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 da. It's like
last year
he's a lot stricter than Pete Carroll is on his boys.
That's true, but that has an impact because last year they lost 6 guys to the PED use that didn't even play in the playoffs. So there isn't an impact. And Harbaugh, he does do some things that I don't like. Whenever McDonald was accused of sexually assaulting his wife or whatever,
he backed him 100%. Now they dropped him.
No, he backed him. He should have at least suspended him. And he go in like the news.
Has been proven in court.
Well, he's like, yeah, he said it's due process. You gotta let it play out. He's like, yeah, you gotta be a little bit proactive. That's what Roger Goodell did, and look at him. Everyone wants his head now.
If you get behind a turd in a punch bowl, you are going down.
Yeah, it's true. Shit flows downhill.
And that was not a racist
remark. I would kill for my team to be that consistent. That's all I'm trying to say. You are in a tough division. To be fair to your coach, look at Bruce Arians. Okay, he's in a tough division. If he was in any other division, he'd be undefeated.
Yes,
that is a very tough division.
Him and his little golf cats.
Look at frickin' St. Louis. St. Louis, they have one of the better defenses. If all they need, there's another team that could use a quarterback.
Oh, there you go. Jay Cutler. Go.
Yeah, but look at that defense. They made Peyton Manning a rookie. They made him look bad. Oh my God, they made him look bad. And they're the only team that consistently has been taking down all the Giants. They take down Peyton Manning. They take down the Seahawks. They take down the 49ers. They beat those teams that are really good. That's Jeff Fisher right there. Okay, we need to move on. We're getting 40 minutes here.
This always takes long. It takes a while.
Green Bay and the Bills.
Aaron Rodgers, 0.10.
Hold on. I do not want. Yeah, that's what we got in my league. Our league.
0.10.
In fairness, Aaron Rodgers, though, there were a lot of drops in that game.
God, Jordy Nelson, you son of a bitch. You could have fucking won me that game.
Yeah, well, also, Jordy Nelson freaking tipped the ball up and let a guy intercept it. If you don't catch it, no one does. That's a rule. That's a rule, goddammit.
If you ain't going to get it, slap it out of this guy.
Seriously. Cost me 2 interceptions because you don't want to catch the ball. You're like, oh, we're going to pull it up. Throw it up to a damn safety.
I don't hate you, Jordy Nelson. You won me more games than you lost me, buddy. I love you. But you got to catch that ball. This is what you do. This is why they pay you the money that you get paid.
Don't even get me started on Devontae Adams. Oh my God, he's a bum.
Now he's a bum.
He's always been a bum.
He's the best third string wide receiver in the league.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Marcus Wheaton.
The third string wide receiver?
Third string wide receiver.
I would throw Emmanuel Sanders as a third string wide receiver.
His production has not been. Marcus Wheaton at least has been there. Devontae Adams up until last week was steady.
He dropped a touchdown pass for me. That would have won me. Kept my 8-game winning streak alive against freaking Casey.
What are you gonna do? Send him a death threat?
Yeah, I will.
Don't do that. Don't be that guy.
You know I'm not stupid enough to
Don't
do
be
that.
guy.
Pretty
It's
stupid.
not like we're in the tattoo league and you got to get an embarrassing tattoo. Or something
Well,
on your
that'd be
arm.
the Fishers. I wouldn't want to. I might get like a little tiny one on their arm or something. I'd feel bad about giving them a tattoo.
A unicorn humping a terrapin.
Is that like the one?
That would be the bad tattoo I would go for right there because I just think that's just so terrible.
Okay.
And it would have a rainbow.
Rodgers, I believe in you. Get your shit together and get your receivers catching the football. Fuck Olivia Munn before the game. That's your ritual. Apparently you didn't do it. So come on. Get it on. That's the ritual for every game. That's what she said in an interview with like CQ or something.
Olivia Munn?
That's his girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah. That's why he's been doing so good this year.
I really thought the rumors about him being gay were true. I didn't care.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Oh no, dude. He's been dating Olivia Munn since like January last year. Lucky guy.
Yeah.
Apparently they have sex before like every game.
Bang it, bitch, doggy style. Get a win.
Do her until your thing falls off, and then put it back on and go play football. Seriously.
Except for next week. This week, do that.
What,
next
Detroit?
week, I want to see it end in a tie. I want to see it end in a tie.
I want them to win the division. That's the only way they're going to the Super Bowl is if they win the division.
Well,
they're not winning in Seattle. If Seattle gets home field advantage.
Well, I want Detroit to be in the playoffs.
Okay, I want Detroit to be in the playoffs too, but they're not going to.
You're such a negative Nancy.
I'm not negative Nancy. Okay, Patriots look unstoppable. I thought Miami's defense was pretty darn good after what they did last week. In the last couple weeks. Damn it. Okay, there we go. Dude, they look destined. That team looks destined to come out of the AFC. There's no team in the AFC that can beat that team.
I think they can be beaten. It's just
Who would beat them?
You got to out Belichick. That's all you got to do.
Who would beat them?
Anyone who can out Belichick.
That's kind of hard to do, buddy.
I didn't say it would be easy. I just said that's how you beat them.
With Gronkowski healthy and Brandon LaFell and Julian Edelman, their receiving core is stout. They have another guy. I can't think of it. Vereen. Vereen's been very good at receiving the ball in the backfield. They have a very good running game. Jonas Gray, LeGarrette Blount, and some other guy that's thrown in that mix. That defense has been pretty darn good too, man. They won 41-13. That team looks good. That is the best overall team in the NFL.
Were they at New England or were they at Miami?
They were at Miami. Right. That is the best overall team in the NFL.
Yeah, but Joe Philbin, man, he just stacking shit on top of shit down there, man. He got nothing.
Well, I'm not trying to discredit Miami. I'm trying to say how good the Patriots are. That's all I'm trying to say.
I'll discredit Miami instead of giving the Patriots.
Miami was the only chance of anyone winning that division this year, and look how bad they are. Now, next year, I do give the Bills a chance if they get a good quarterback. That's the only team I give them a chance with a good quarterback, because the Jets ain't getting any better.
They can do it.
I hope they get rid of Geno and let him go somewhere else. Let him go to the Bills. He'd probably do better with the Bills than the Jets. Let's say I have a good coach.
I think he'd be better served as a bartender somewhere. Doing flair in Cancun. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Gino. No love, buddy.
All right. My last topic for football, unless you want to, on top of your head, you want to throw out there. NFC South is shit. That is just a shit.
No, you know what? Since you brought that up, there's my complaint department. That's my complaint department this week. And yeah, well, let me steal a line from Seth MacFarlane here. That really grinds my gears. The simple fact that the worst team in that division has a perfect record in that division. The Saints are 5-0, and they're sucking up the cesspool of shit that is the bottom of that division.
No,
they're literally one step above the Buccaneers.
They're winning the division.
No, they're not.
If you look at the playoff
Dude, I looked at the playoff standings. It's Atlanta, Carolina, New Orleans, Tampa.
New Orleans is going to win that by default because they have a better divisional record.
They said that Carolina could jump second place because they beat Atlanta twice. Or however that. I don't know. ESPN literally blew my mind the other day trying to look at it. Saints are at the bottom. They are 5-0 in their division, but they have a worse record than the two teams above them. And it's like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
If the Saints win this week, and I think if the Carolina lose, at 7-8, I think at 7, what are they? 6-9.
I'm
6 and something.
working on it.
All right.
I'm working on it because I think I'm right. And I think you're back to being you again.
What do you mean back to being me? It's an insult.
Not right.
Not right? Okay.
Not right. Standings.
It might just be based on record, buddy, but I'm pretty sure whoever has the best divisional record is. Well, let me check something real quick.
Oh, I guess. Okay, never mind.
See, told you.
Okay.
They could if they win,
because they won. If
they win this week. This is what was said on ESPN this morning that I listened to. If they win this week, all deals are done. They could technically sit all their starters next week.
What was I looking? Oh, I was looking at Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta's
4-0 in the division. The Saints are 2-2. The Panthers are 3-2, and well, the Buccaneers are 5. So never mind. We're not even talking about them. Okay, my bad. I apologize. I read the stat sheet wrong.
So you're doing to me, right? Being wrong.
I just apologized. Okay. I pulled a JD
and apologized. I had to apologize to you a bunch. That's your first apologize. He finally apologized to me.
I'm apologizing to the internet, not you. I'm apologizing to the loyal fans, all 52 of them.
Yep. But okay.
All right, there it is.
So that's what was said today. If New Orleans wins this week, I think they play Carolina. Do they play Carolina? Check that for me. I think they play Carolina, and if they win this week, they don't have to play anyone next week at all. It's over. I'm pretty sure they play Carolina.
God, they're already talking about the draft.
Atlanta. They play Atlanta this week. They beat Atlanta this week. It's done. If they win this week and Carolina loses, they can sit their starters next week and they win the division.
That fucking record.
With a 7-9 record.
And a home game.
And you still think they deserve a home game?
No, I didn't say they deserve a home game. I'm just like, that just kills me. But the playoffs are getting expanded. Not fixed, expanded. So they're going to have, what, 2 more teams?
1 more. They're going to have it so the number 1 seed gets a bye. Number 2 seed will play the number 7 because that's a divisional winner. Number 3 seed will play number 6, and 4 and 5 will play each other. You're going to have 3 playoff games on Sunday.
Oh, extra football.
That's not bad at all.
I love extra football.
Well, last year, in my opinion, Arizona deserved to be in the playoffs at 10-6.
I'm not disagreeing with you whatsoever at all. 2 Saturday games this week, plus a Thursday night game. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle myself. I might have to take a week off.
What
are you doing, sexting?
No, I have to text someone about basketball and it's canceled. Okay, unless you want to throw something else out. Okay, anyway, that division is just god-awful and shit.
Yes.
NFC South is just horrible.
So are we going to do the top 10 for the football people, or are we just going to do that for the
We can go ahead and do that for the football people. Okay, football people, we have a top 10 list of top 10 beers.
Our favorite beers.
Let me go first, since you usually go first.
But by all means.
Number 10 for me is Killian's Red. Really good. I love it. Number 9 is Blue Moon with an orange on tap. It's the best way to have it.
And just keep getting oranges put in the glass as they fill it up at the top because it just gets better and better with every glass.
It's so good. Leinenkugel Orange Shandy. If you've never had it, I highly recommend it. It tastes kind of like Blue Moon, but a little sweeter. You don't have to put an orange in it either. Corona with lime. It's also not bad if you throw a dab of grenadine in it. It's called a Redskin. Stellar Artois. Artois. It's a really good. It's kind of like Rolling Rock to me.
It sounds French, but it's Belgian.
It's really strange. It's really good though. You ever had it?
Yes, I've had it. I've had it out of its special glass. It just sounds French to me.
It does. Miller Lite, number 5. I could probably move up a little bit just based on my mood, but I've always liked the Yuengling, which is number 4, a little bit better. Yuengling Lager, not Yuengling Light. Yuengling Light is or black and tan.
It's like Heineken apple bottle one right there.
Yeah, not at all. Number 3, Sam Adams Summer Ale. I prefer it on tap, but it's really good in a bottle also. It's a good beer.
Most people go with Oktoberfest, but nice.
I like a little bit of a lighter flavor.
Nice call. I like that.
I think the Oktoberfest is a little hoppier. It's like the winter lager is very hoppy. I don't like a too hoppy beer.
I like Oktoberfest.
Number 2 is a beer that I've always loved. It's cheap and I can get it real easily. It's Coors Light. I've drank it since I was younger. It's not bad. It's a beer. Bud Light is close.
It comes out of my tap.
It's Frostbrewed and it's delicious. The only ones that have the silver lining.
It's winter in Garrett County. Water tastes the same to me, son.
All right. Number 1, you can probably guess it, Rolling Rock. I had one of these at work one day, and I have not looked back since. Such a good beer. I love it, and I've had the original one too. You can still order them online. The original one is a little bit better, but the ones you get in the store, it's still pretty darn good. I want to try Rolling Rock Light just to see if I like the light beer version, but really like the Rolling Rock Extra Pale Ale.
Yeah, well, don't want to be picky. All right, I, on the other hand, am all over the board. And this is in, well, kind of a particular order, but no particular order. Love MGD. Really, that was a beer I've always taken to. Love Miller Genuine Draft. PBR. Don't ever knock it because TV wants you to believe it is a redneck brew. It is actually not bad. It is very refreshing on a summer day after you get that mowing grass. Love PBR.
It's beer. Just drink it. Don't worry about where it comes from.
Yuengling. I had a bottle of it years ago. The only reason I'm not drinking that and I'm drinking this is because I started gaining a shitload of weight because it was a heavier beer, so I had to cut back to light beer.
It is really good with wings, though.
Yes, Yings and wings. That's why you find that deal. Everyone loves it. Blue Moon with an orange, and just keep stacking the oranges in the bottom of the glass. Otherwise, you're fucking up and you ain't doing it right. Third shift.
I did turn you on Blue Moon.
Yeah, he did. He did say, hey, try that. Third Shift. If you haven't tried Third Shift, go find a 6-pack of it. It is delicious. It is built for the guys that come home first thing in the morning, want a beer to go to, before they go to bed. That is what that beer is made for. It's delicious. Mr. Schweitzer brought me a 6-pack of this one time, Schmidtwicks. I do enjoy it. From time to time, I will go get a 6-pack about every 3 to 4 months just to remember how great it was. Corona, Con Limon. You have to have it with a lime. If you're not doing it with a lime, you're screwing up. And there's another way to drink that.
You load it. You put a little bit of tequila in it.
No. It's not tequila. You put something else in it. You drink the neck and then you put something else in it. I cannot remember what the fuck it is.
Tequila.
No. It's not tequila. It's something flavored. Whatever. It's delicious.
Okay.
And I forgot where I was going with this completely. Did I get Miller Lite?
No, you didn't.
Well, Miller Lite I drink because it is my preferred light beer. I think it has more flavor and it doesn't give me the headache that Anheuser-Busch products give me. Sorry about that. Then Samuel Adams Boston Lager. It is not something that you can drink all the time. It is not, a case of it is not going to be in your fridge and you're not going to pass it out to your friend. You're not going to have a good time because after about 3 to 4 of them, your stomach is so heavy, it's ridiculous. It is absolutely delicious with steak. As far as pairing goes and saumonier and all that happy bullshit.
It is a one and done kind of beer. You want to drink one with a heavy meal. And then it's a good palate cleanser with your meal. It's really delicious.
And my number one, and that's only because I am either A, dumb enough to buy it, or B, rich enough to afford it, is Samuel Adams Utopias. And if you have not ever tried it, my friends, you are missing out on a lovely treat that comes out every 2 years. It is $200 a bottle. Whew. It is $200 a bottle. That bottle holds about 5 cans. But it is amazing. It smells beautiful and you drink it, and you don't drink it like you would drink a beer. You actually sip it like you would a very fine whiskey or scotch. But just the overtones of fruit, and you can even taste a hint of maple in there. It is amazing. If you're good, maybe next week, I'll let you look at it. I'll let you look at it because I bought a glass just for that. I love you, Sam Adams. You're a great company. Boom. Now we're going to do nerd shit.
Now we're thinking about nerd shit. You want to just go skip this, go to the nerd one, or you want to keep it all in one?
Let's take a time out.
All right. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Well, it's always good to come, but thanks for watching. He had a baby.
Santa was so good, he came twice.
Bam. Boom.
Yeah, I had a baby. You're more than likely you're not going to see the little one for a couple of years. Then you're going to see like a head right about here just jump up and be like, Daddy.
I've nicknamed him already.
Daddy,
his name is Cam.
Daddy.
Call him Cam.
Yeah, my initials. Because he has my initials. And we didn't realize that until after we did all the paperwork.
But I'm calling him Cam.
That's fine.
I'm going to give him a name and no one else can call
him. I'm going to call him Junior Prime. But that's
Junior
right.
Prime? I like that. JP.
Everything's Prime.
JP.
That's just Prime.
Or Prime Junior.
Have fun, Internet.
See ya.